Hi, Pisces. It's Angela. We're here to do your August 2022 reading. This one, and to save some time, I've pulled the cards already, and we're going to get right into it. Okay. The oracle card that we're using is the Wild Mystic deck. And the card I pulled for you is Mystery. So this is depicted by the cats, right? I know sometimes in some cultures, I think at some point along the way, the cats started to represent, like, especially like black cats, you know, evil or bad luck, or, you know, a bad omen. But really, you know, in this sort of interpretation that we're using, this is more of that open channel. Cats are mysterious, right? Sometimes they're very open and interactive and social with you, and then other times they pull back and they're just on their own. They're more aloof, and that's where that mystery comes in. This is kind of calling for you to connect to the divine, to the mystery, to the unseen and the unknown, which I know as a Pisces, you're pretty good at that. So I think this is a good guide for you to just know that when a conflict comes up, or when something might not seem clear as to how to proceed, that you always have that channel to the divine, and you can connect to it and ask for the signs and wait for the answers in your own way. Let me show you what the spread is here. This is the Zen spread, and your starting point here, Pisces, as it connects to the mystery of the divine, is patience. So for you to be able to kind of rest in knowing that with time, answers will reveal themselves for you, right? As this woman sits, you know, in gestation, waiting for the child to be born, and it shows also the way the moon cycle goes. We don't really force the outcome of these things. We don't force the moon to be full. We don't force, you know, the child to be ready to come into the world. It happens on its own, and we trust that. We trust that it will happen in its own time. And for you, as far as any issues that come up for you that you're not clear on how to proceed, it's kind of just calling for you to not take any assertive action, right? Trust in the divine, trust that those things that are unseen, that can't be decided yet, will reveal themselves in the proper time, right? That's kind of the starting point there for you. Internally, this energy of patience is supported by go with the flow. So yeah, it's a matter of not needing to proceed before it's proper time, right? Before it makes sense, or before, like the going with the flow card is an emotion, a card of emotion. It's a water card. So it's like when the feeling inspires you, when it feels like you should take the next step, it's time. For some of you, I'm finding that I'm hearing, you know, sort of that there's an actual conflict in your life, or with another person, or about a decision that needs to be made, a change that needs to be made. And the same applies for you, right? This could be a general guidance that, you know, when we need answers, when we need to proceed, when we need to make decisions, to always trust in the divine, as well as our cerebral, you know, acuity that we all carry. And it's just a reminder for you to trust in the flow of things. But for some of you specifically, I'm feeling that there is some issue or conflict or situation in your life that you're stuck in, that you're stuck on how to proceed, right? And you're not quite sure what steps to take. And this guidance is just saying it's not quite time yet. The answer will show up in its right time, as long as you trust that it's there, right? With that mystery card. Okay, so applying patience, or allowing for what is to come through, right? What is to be to come through. Those are two good starting cards to remind you of that flow. And then in your external world, look what it sets off, an adventure. So soon, right? If you allow for the natural state of things, the natural flow, the natural order of the divine to show up in your life when it comes to proceeding through this decision, it will pay off, right? You'll know what your next step is soon, right? And that next step is still going toward the unknown, like depicted in this card. She's going toward that rainbow, that she's in the darkened forest and sees the light and goes toward it. Doesn't really know what's there, but that part doesn't matter. She's going toward it because she's eager to find out how it unfolds. So these three cards to start out, aligning with that card of mystery are, they couldn't be better. Actually, it's just a reminder that, your decisions are yours, obviously, but you could also always call upon the divine and the unseen and the unknown to guide you through and to bring you the signs in your waking world, or even in your sleeping world, in your subconscious too, bring you the signs that help you decide how to proceed. The first step is obviously to wait and see, right? And then when an answer reveals itself, take a step toward it. The key to moving forward and finding out, how to keep going through this situation, the key to moving forward is the We Are the World card. This is universal consciousness. This is pretty much that. It's the connectedness that we share. It's knowing that spirit is always there to support you and your neighbors and, the people that don't know you, right? Energy is constant, and energy is one sort of thread that runs through all of us. And relying on that connectedness is what will help you go forward. I love that. And for some of you, it may not be a actual conflict or an actual decision that's happening for you right now. And this is just a reminder in general how to proceed through your life, through your days, right? Even if it's nothing monumental or real earth-shattering, it could just be a reminder that life becomes easier in general, day to day in, day out, with this acknowledgement of the divine that's always with you, that's always in your spirit, around your, within your energy, and you're always connected to it. So I like this. It's like just a boost, to your knowledge that you already know you're supported by spirit and the divine. And we don't always know our answers and our next steps. They reveal themselves when it's time. A lot of times as human beings, we want to assert our logic and our intellect onto things, which is wonderful. But if we do that solely, only using our mental acuity, our mental state, or our brain and our mind, if you only use that, then there's a separation there, right? The disconnect between what your soul and your spirit is inspired to do, and then what you decide to do as in your ego self. So it's a matter of merging those and always having that knowledge that the divine is there. This oneness of connected energy is always working for you, kind of in the background, but really knowing that it's there helps ease things up. Okay, so then we have, so that We Are the World card was our key to moving forward. And so now we come to another level of awareness as regards to our connectedness to the divine. And our landing card on that next level is the mind. So this is kind of like we said before, we have our mind, it carries us through, we make decisions, our logic helps us through. And at the same time, we want to make sure we're buoyed by this unseen, mysterious, I guess, energy that's always there. So our mind can get activated and we can make decisions to move forward. at the same time acknowledge the other two, right? So the internal support, I like this, how they came out 1, 2, is receptivity. So, you know, I'll show you how these laid out. So your landing here at this next level of awareness starts with the mind again, right? It starts with, okay, now I can make decisions, I can move forward, or I can make sure that my logic and my intellect are also carrying me forward. Internally within you, always keep that open channel. This receptivity card is actually a figure receiving guidance from the divine, right through the crown chakra there. And it's traveling, you know, all the way through its being. So it's staying open, knowing that we're guided by spirit and function on this earth with our mind and our logic as well, right? It's kind of the both of them. And then the outcome, or the final card of this spread, is completion. So that is that's an intuition. It's a card of intuition. If you see this puzzle piece on this figure, the last piece going into place is the third eye. So this is just remembering, you know, trust your intuition, trust your mental being as well, and then keep your soul open. It's, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a juggling thing there, as far as keeping all these things active within you, but it really is the fullest way to move through your life. And when it comes to making a decision, like I said, some of you have a decision to make, or have a move to make, or a change. And the guidance here is that the decision will make sense. It will reveal itself in its own time. Trust in the divine, stay connected to what's out there, stay open to signs that come through, and then go ahead and take action when those signs reveal themselves to you, right? I like it. There's like a kind of a back and forth here, you know, stay and wait, go with the flow, take a step when it shows up, you know, trust in the divine, use your logic and your intellect to, you know, to a certain point all the way through, and then also receive the spiritual guidance that's there. Kind of, it's, you know, all in one. It's all waiting for you to put into action, which I love. Okay. All right, Pisces, I hope it's all going well for you guys. And I'll be back in a couple weeks with another update. And it was good to see you. And I hope you guys have a good start to your August. Okay.